Good morning. We are moving on to our last lesson of the chapter, lesson 10.5, surface area of pyramids. Now remember, surface area is the area of each side added together to find the total area of the entire surface, hence surface area. Tonight on your homework, your worksheet is 6 problems, but we're only going to do numbers 1 through 3 because today we are only working with square pyramids. Now, just like you can have different types of prisms, like rectangular prisms, triangular prisms, octagonal prisms, you can also have the same different types of pyramids. However, we are only working with square pyramids today, so keep that in mind. Our notes are pretty short today. I'm talking about this, and then we're doing one example, and then that's it. That being said, you have to use your notebook while you are working through your homework so that you are showing all necessary steps. Check my answer key, make sure you're doing everything correctly, and otherwise it's pretty short. So, square pyramids, the formula, we're setting it up just like we did with the surface area of our other prisms. We have our formula, we have our figures, we have our formula, and then we have our plug-in, right? So for this square pyramid, we've got to add the area of the base. So the base is this square. So we've got to find the area of the base. And then we've got to find the area of the triangle. And the triangle is that side, right? So this side triangle. And then we've got to multiply that triangle by 4. And we've got to multiply it by 4 because we've got 4 sides, right, that come up to that single point. So our formulas would be A equals length times width because the base is a square. So this formula is for a square. Then we've got area of a triangle, which is 1/2 base times height. So that's what's in pink. And then we have to multiply it by 4 because we have 4 sides. Now, what's different here than what we had with the prisms is this new vocab word, and it's called slant height. So our length and our width for the base, it is 4 by 4, right? So length and width is pretty straightforward. Excuse me. However, the base and the height of the triangle, that's a little different. The base of the triangle is 4 because that's what the side length of the square is. But then the height of the triangle is actually referred to as the slant height. Now in this case, I actually didn't write it down. Let's write it down. Let's call it 3 inches. So the slant height is actually the height of the triangle. So you've got to look for this. It's called slant height because it's the height and it's slanted, right? But you've got to look for that 90-degree angle, and that is the height of the triangle. So nothing too kind of majorly different. Just be sure you understand that the slant height is really the height of the triangle. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and work through example 1. You are going to set up your homework just like this. So you've got your figures, formulas, plug in, and solve. So find the surface area of the pyramid. Well, so our first step are figures. We know that it's a square pyramid, so we've got the square. So area of square, which is the base. Plus, we've got the area of the triangle. And then we need to multiply it by 4. So let's start with the base. I'll use the same green as before. The base, that's square, is what's highlighted in green here. So our formula for the area of the square is A equals length times width. And I'm just going to go ahead and work through the area of the square first altogether. So if I plug into that, A equals, my length is 4, my width is 4. 4 times 4 gives me 16. Alrighty, now let's work with the triangle. So the triangle, we're working with this kind of side right here. Our base and our height. So area equals 1/2 base times height. Again, if you do not have these formulas memorized at this point, you've got some work to do. Alright, so A equals 1/2. Now the base is this 4. The height is that slant height, which is the 6. 1/2 times 4 is 2. 2 times 6 is 12. Alrighty, 16 plus 12, 28. Alrighty, and it is 28 inches, and it is area, so it is squared. So nothing too majorly different, pretty straightforward. You just have to make sure you're showing all necessary steps. That is what I will be looking for when I grade your homework for completion. Be sure you use my answer key to check your work. And let me know if you have any questions. We only did one example here, so if you have questions, please let me know. And have an awesome day.